Hello friends, welcome to Inside Cycling Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a topic that is refugee issue. Okay, so of course this video is going to be delayed because of the networking issues. So you may see this video on Sunday rather than on Saturday. It's supposed to be on Saturday 9 p.m. Okay, so this refugee, for example, imagine in your country you are having a lot of violence, and to escape that you went to another country illegally. But if that another country, so where you went to illegally, if they push you back to your home country, what is your situation? Okay, if you are in that position, you feel very bad because you already unable to survive in your country. You don't know about your security to your life. You may be killed in your government. So these kind of issues you will have. Now the exact thing is going to what is going to happen with the Rwanda and UK, it's the same thing. Okay, whoever illegally entered into UK from Rwanda, they will be sent back to their home. That is this particular issue. And the title of this topic is UK passes Rwanda deportation bill. Okay, as a UPSC aspirant, now you have to check what are the bordering countries of the Rwanda and comment the bordering countries of Rwanda. And these are the learning objectives. Obviously, first we'll discuss about the context, then background of the issue, safety of the Rwanda bill provisions. Okay, what are the important provisions? What are the ethical dimensions related to this particular bill? And the convention which is related to refugees, that is 1951 Refugee Convention, we'll discuss what is India's stand on the Refugee Convention. By the way, India did not ratify this convention. Okay, we are not part of this convention, as well as the protocol associated with this convention as well. Syllabus mapping. This is related to General Studies paper 2 in IR, International Relations, it is supposed to be. Okay. So let me give the context. The safety of Rwanda bill 2023. Okay. Asylum and immigration. It is passed by the government of the UK. First thing is the bill is passed. So first we have to know what are the key elements in this particular issue. So as an aspirant, first you have to know what is this bill is all about. Okay, this bill is talking about what, and what is the impact of this bill with respect to international laws. That means conventions, international conventions you have to know. And finally, with this kind of bills, what is the effect on countries like India? Okay, so do we have any kind of policy like such? Okay, bill on India. Okay, India. So these three dimensions we are going to discuss in this particular video as the video is progressing. First, this bill is about, so which country passed this bill? Obviously UK, first thing. Then this bill is related to what? This bill is related to people who came to UK illegally from Rwanda. Okay, it is specifically related to Rwanda. Okay, specifically related to Rwanda. From Rwanda, whoever came to UK illegally, they will be subjected to this particular bill. Okay, so this bill is saying that whoever came to UK illegally, these people they will return to Rwanda. They will be returned to Rwanda. And from there onwards, they may go to another third country or they may settle in the Rwanda. This bill is all about. So how it is affecting the international conventions? Here you have to know that regarding the international conventions, majority of the international conventions, mainly international conventions on the refugee, they are saying that refugees should not forced to their home country. They should not be forced to their home country, because the initial reason itself they are coming out of their home country is because they are facing the violence. Again, sending them back to their home country is not a logic. That is what the international convention and the protocol is also talking about the same thing. Here you have to know the two important terms, that is asylum seeker and refugee. The difference is asylum seeker is a person who is seeking legal hosting by a country, okay, who is seeking a legal residence in a particular country, okay, because they are having some violence in their home country. That means their application is still pending. That condition is known as asylum seeker. Once their application is accepted by any country, so that they will be legally allowed to live in that country, that status is known as refugee. So with our basic understanding, we can say that refugee more enjoys security compared to the asylum seeker. That you have to understand. Then what about India? Okay, regarding India, majority of these kind of issues related to refugees, these are regulated by foreign laws. These are regulated by foreign laws, and these foreign laws also again two types: laws which are regulating people coming to India from neighboring countries except Myanmar, and the laws which are regulating people who are coming from other countries including Myanmar. So Indian foreign laws and MHA guidelines. MHA guidelines. They regulate the refugee issue in India. So these are the topics you have to know. Now let's delve into details of this particular issue. Okay, let's see some of the features. This bill, the detailed form of this bill is first, it was proposed in 2022 to tackle small boats crossing of the channel from northern France. You know that France and UK separated by English Channel. Through that English Channel, majority of these illegal migrants, they are crossing into UK. To tackle that particular issue, they introduced this bill in 2022. After it subjected to scrutiny by the UK Supreme Court, it got delayed. Again now the Parliament passed. And you know that in UK, Parliament is having the absolute sovereignty. That means once a law is passed in the Parliament, judiciary, they cannot struck down that law. Whereas in India, we have judicial supremacy and Parliament sovereignty. We have both of these. Next, the safety of Rwanda bill provisions. So anyone who arrived illegally, very, very important, after 1st January 2022, they will be sent to Rwanda capital Kigali, where they will be granted asylum and resettled in Rwanda, or they will be sent to some other third country. So this is the what this bill is saying about. Ethical issue with this bill. Human rights activists, obviously, they are putting a lot of criticism against this bill because it is against the international conventions. What are the international conventions are saying about? Actually, even the UK Supreme Court also, they declared this scheme of things are unlawful. Why? Because Rwanda is obviously is not safe country, and the plan is obviously against the European Convention on Human Rights. This particular bill, Supreme Court also highlighted that the danger of transferring the refugee and asylum seekers to third country without sufficient safeguard, like treating them commodities rather than human being. So because you don't know, after they going to Rwanda, from Rwanda if they will be going to some other countries, they will be shifted to other countries, you don't know that third country what kind of safety guidelines are. So that is the issue here, because when you are deporting a person or extraditing a person to another country or to their home country, first you have to check whether the person will have the safety in their home country or not. That is the reason that when India tried to extradite Vijay Mallya, UK is according to European guidelines, they are very particular that whether the Vijay Mallya after coming into India, he will be treated according to the according to the international norms or not. So when you are taking care about those kind of norms with respect to extradition, you should implement the same kind of guidelines regarding the refugees as well. United Nations Refugee Agency, it is saying that these people, according to this bill, they should not be treated like commodities, like transferring from one country to another country. And the condition in Rwanda, they are not welcoming as well. Now the conditions are so bad. There extrajudicial killings are going on, suspicious death in custody, police custody, unlawful detention, and torture and abusive persecutions, particularly targeting the critics and dissidents. So in these kind of conditions, sending them to their home country is obviously not a good thing. So the international conventions, 1951 Refugee Convention and associated protocol was made in 1967. These are the key legal documents that form the basis of the UN High Commissioner for Refugee. Actually, UN High Commissioner for Refugee is the nodal agency which deals with all the problems related to refugees. The core principle of this convention is the principle of non-refoulement, that is, refugees should not be returned to their home country because where they are facing the serious threats to their life and freedom. The document outlines that refugees also should be given the minimum standards like right to house, right to work, right to education, and they have all the right to lead dignified and independent life. It's also outlining that whichever the country giving residence to these refugees, those refugees also should have certain obligations to that host country, because refugees should not violate the law and order of the host country. They should respect the culture of the host country. Certain obligation on the refugees as well. Okay. Next, what about the India? India is not signatory either to the convention or to the protocol, both of these. In India, all the foreigners, they will be treated according to provisions such as Foreigners Act 1946, Registration of Foreigners Act 1939, Passports Entry into India Act 1920, and the Citizenship Act 1955. You know that we done lot of amendments to Citizenship Act. The recent amendment was in 2019, Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. According to Ministry of Home Affairs, foreign nationals who enter into India without valid documents, they will be treated as illegal immigrants and they will be detained. Okay. Similar sort of things we are doing through NRC, National Registration for Citizenship. And the Constitution of India is saying that, inherently, refugees also will enjoy right to dignity, including right against solitary confinement and custodial violence and right to medical assistance. This kind of basic things government has to provide, even when they are detained. Next, last video question. With reference to VVPAT, consider the following statement. Here these are the three statements given regarding the VVPAT, and the first two statements are right. The third one is India was the first country to implement the VVPAT system. This statement is wrong. Already some countries experimented with the VVPAT system before India introduced. Now the question is, today's video question, consider the following statement about the 1951 Refugee Convention. Read these three statements carefully and pick the right combination. Pick the right statement. Next, mains question. People must not be turned back to countries where they would face persecution or severe human rights violation. Discuss the statement in terms of ethics of refugees. This is today's mains question. As we reach to the end of this video, we do quick revision. In this video, we mainly discussed about UK bill, which is dealing with the refugees who came from Rwanda, especially after 2021. So what is the meaning of the refugee and asylum seeker? Ethical issues associated with this bill. What are the conventions and protocols regulating the refugees? What is the India's relation to refugees? Whether India signed on the treaty and convention or not? And what is India's take on these refugees? So these are the topics we discussed in this particular video. I hope this video is adding some value into your preparation. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Jai Hind.